uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Today, we're going to be doing a teamwork special. This is going to be all about angles, sharing hit points, focus firing, comms, and tactical gameplay in general. I'm playing with Mr. Ouija, who I've been playing online video games for 5 years now, particularly Pubg Mobile and World of Tanks Blitz, maybe longer than that, maybe even 6. God, that's a scary thought. And we've played a lot of games together as a duo. And we've developed a pretty solid tactical outlook that's seen us through a couple of different games. So what I'm going to do, I was lucky enough to get Azza to record his video as well as my video for these 2 games we played the other day. And I'm going to show you the final stages of both games, transitioning between the clips and talking about exactly what we're doing. Now you can see there, we constantly get distance between each other. And the reason isn't because we find each other to smell offensive or to just be generally repugnant. No, it's because we want to make it harder for the enemy to hit us both at once and to also be able to focus fire the same target, but have that focus fire come from different angles. Now, there's obviously a guy that we saw on the way in who is up at this rock. What we're going to do though is, and this is something you're going to see throughout the gameplay, one of us will kind of take an overlook position where they are ensuring that nothing is coming that is bad first before we engage the target. Doesn't always 100% work, but look at the angles here. I'm pushing up, I'm going to be the body bag, and Azza is going to be the hammer. So basically, I'm there, he takes my hit point pool, but he's got 2 guns on him. Very, very simple, very straightforward. Distance between us was excellent. The angles were excellent, so we got different shots from different angles. And then we move up here because we hear a lovely little bit of third-party work going on. I also want you to note that while I'm throwing grenades, Ouija was holding the gun in his hand. And then when Ouija throws the grenades, I've got the gun in my hand. We'll do this because, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm playing and I hear a pin being pulled on a grenade, like ding, I know then that someone doesn't have a gun in their hand and they are easy access. So that's, you push on that. Ouija obviously getting knocked there by a guy in the grass, a snake in the grass. It looks like I'm letting him die. There's a Gren come out, so I'm waiting so that I can make sure that he's far enough away from the Gren before I start the revive. And basically I just waited for as long as I possibly could. And then we're going to clear that guy. And again, the angles are absolutely important. As it marks the universal marker, how good is the universal marker? Both of us have it on the right-hand side of the screen. For me, it's right next to my fire button. For Azza, Mr. Ouija, it's right next to his scope button, his zoom. And it is so much better than the enemies ahead. Did you see the angle again? Like, there's a huge difference between our positions and our fields of fire. They interlock, but they're also, when you're only playing in a duo versus squad situation like this, really important because it allows you to share hit points out a lot easier. What a bit of driving there, by the way. 10 from the Swedish judge. And the comms. Comms is important. I'm going to get knocked, but I see someone on the left that Azza can't see, and I'm going left, 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 and he immediately hits the deck. And that is brilliant. That means that this guy has to push through and he cleans him up with the grazer. That kind of comms is really important. Just because you're knocked doesn't mean you stop communicating. Now we're going to talk a little bit about general tactics here and the importance of elevation. You can see when we drop this area, it's really important that one of us gets to the top and holds that area, because if you don't own the elevation here, you don't have a good overlook and you don't really have eyes. You can't see what the other team is doing. I'll generally drop on top of it. One of us will drop on top of it and hold top. This time I just screwed the jump. It was really bad. So while Azza is running around there, I'm fiddle farting around trying to get upstairs, and then we get the overlook and we start paying attention to who's where and what's happening. But what we also like doing here is once we clear our shots from the top, we'll do a flank low. At least one of us, if it's squads, will probably go together. If it's duos versus duos, one of us will probably stay up top and one of us will flank low. It all depends very much on what the other team's doing. I don't know, a lot of people probably don't understand this, but that AK in front of me actually is a huge invisible wall. So you can't fire over the top of it. It's got a hitbox that extends all the way up to the top of the chicken. So it's pretty hilarious trying to get shots in. And I'm going to show you here, that squad over there, one of them is in the middle, just bugged out. like lagging in the middle of the map. Like he's just in the middle of that fun park area there. We're leaving him alone. The other two are up on the elevated area opposite us, and the fourth guy is freelancing around. So rather than get caught one out, we actually push down here to the low side and start looking at these guys as targets. Now, what you're going to see here is pretty funny. I'll switch over to Azza. One of them pushes around. Now, we are close together. Now, obviously, for safety's sake, in situations like this, we're close together. They start shooting at Ouija. While Ouija is up top, looting that guy's gear, I am going to do a low flank around to the steps. Ouija is going to hold these guys. He is going to continue to be a nuisance, and I am going to stay and wait until I get shots right down the gun barrel at these two dudes. They can't see me right now. I'm not going to shoot until I'm absolutely certain. Ouija's going to basically hold their attention, and this is very much exactly what we were doing earlier, where we're getting angles, and those angles result in excellent results. If you're both firing from the same position, then the enemy is never going to get beat. It's much easier when you've got four people. There's the guy that was bugged out. We clear him, and that's the squad wipe, and we're onwards and upwards. I'm going to take you right through to the end of the game here. 5 kills, and we're moving into a final circle that only has 8 left alive. When we land here, we're going to... we talked much earlier in this video about one of us will check things out. Every time we drop around in a new spot, we look around to see what's going on. You can see Ouija's doing it there. This is one of the things I've talked about in videos about suspicious gameplay, is how often they just land and look at targets and don't care about anything else. Now, Ouija is dealing with those guys down there. That's his purview. I'm not particularly worried about that. I heard gunfire over at the big rock. So I'm going to bugger off back up the top of the mountain and get myself in a position to cover my teammate in case someone comes up from that side to our left, which I think is going to happen. So this is, you're going to watch this. And this is what frustrates me so much about suspicious gameplays. They just don't do this kind of stuff. I am setting a new perimeter. I'm going to the very, very back of the circle. This is where people will be rotating in. While I'm doing that, Ouija is moving the car inside the circle just in case we need to use it in an open area. It's always better to be safe than sorry. And we're staying apart. We're staying within distance of each other if we have to get a smoke up to cover a knock, but for the most part, we are not staying next to each other, which is a mistake that a huge amount of people make. If you're in a position where one clip of an M416 can get you without... And here comes our mate. This is why I came out this direction. Look at the difference. Look at the angles that we have here. Look at Ouija is in a completely different angle. That guy tries to position himself, and this guy comes up and then starts shooting at Ouija, and I'm in a different angle to hit that guy. Angles are absolutely everything. You want to have like a 45-degree angle in your field of fire at all times. This is hit point sharing 101. I'm going to chuck a Gren. 3 guys are going to come in, right? Ouija is going to start wailing them while I'm behind the tree. They'll turn around and start shooting Ouija. Then I'm going to pull back out, and that's a squad wipe. The Gren took out 2. The last guy got knocked and killed. And we had maybe 30, 40 hit points left between the two of us out of 200 hit points. And that's hit point sharing. Sometimes I'll be the meat shield. Other times Ouija will be the meat shield. But you'll also see that when we take damage, we'll say go passive, go passive, go passive, go passive, and we'll pull back. Or one of us will just hold with suppressing fire and stay near hard cover. You're going to see that right here. As we push down the final stages, there's a duo directly below us to the northwest. One of them is right there. You can see I've got the Mark 14, and I forgot I had an 8x scope on it, so that was pretty funny. The Grens are just coming in, and there, Ouija got a knock with a frag. Excellent frag. And then I took damage from the frag that guy chucked up. Now, there is someone going to the right side. I am still damaged. What Az is going to do is move down here, get shots in, and then hold at the tree. I'm getting a heal off, because we're in a strong position. Why waste it? Wait till I get a heal, then I'm going to chuck another frag Gren down there, then I'm going to pull out the Mark 14, You're going to start spamming. Ouija finishes the knock, and there's only one left, and he is going to absolutely potato it and refuse to take the engagement and tries to duck around the cliff underneath and ends up falling into the blue zone and dying. So a lot to take in there, and I know it's a lot of information for those of you who play duos or squads and don't really work together with someone who is a regular. But if you want to find someone like that, come and jump on my Discord server. There's lots of people there looking for partners and duo partners and squad mates. And if you're a patron member, then there's heaps of people and heaps of patron clans who are running around in the Discord server as well. There's a link to the Discord server in the description below. Just join. It's free. There's 10,500 people on it now. There's a general chat room where you can just say, hey, anyone up for a duos run on NA? And you'll probably find someone who suits, and you never know. That could be your Mr. Ouija, your partner that you play games with for the next 5 or 6 years. Look after yourselves, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed that one, and as always, stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.